Hi, a very good evening to all of you. Today, we are going to discuss the case note of Betty Olsen. Betty Olsen is a resident of Golden Pond Retirement Village. And you are the night nurse looking after Mrs. Olsen. So right now she needs urgent admission to the hospital because of some problems. Let's go to the writing task. You can see the writing task here. Write a letter for the admitting doctor. So you're writing to a doctor. And the doctor is in hospital emergency department. The hospital name is Spirit Hospital. He is working in the emergency department, Spirit Hospital. So what you have to do here, so you're writing to the admitting doctor, emergency department, Spirit Hospital. You have to give an account of recent history of events, what happened very recently, and also the patient's past medical history, yes, what happened in the past, and condition. So we have to brief all these things. All these things are there in the case notes. So first of all, we be looking into the case note. Before that, I have to recheck. You're writing to the admitting doctor. The admitting doctor in the emergency department. The hospital name is Spirit Hospital. You need to give three things: the recent history of events, patient past medical history, and condition. All these things are marked. Right now, we are moving to the thing in detail. Now, the patient details. You can see the patient name as Betty Olsen, and today's date is 10th July 2009. So you have the patient address. As far as the patient is residing in the Golden Pond Retirement Village, her address will become the same. Phone number is given. Date of birth 1926. So if you calculate date of birth 1926 to this thing, it comes around 83, or else you can write the date of birth as it is. Marital status widow, origin Australia. Now she has been in the village, the retirement village, after the death of her husband in 2007, December 2007. So you know, now it is 20. Okay, it's around 1.5 years. So almost 1.5 years she has been living in this particular retirement village. Now the son Nicholas Olsen is there. So he is somewhere in Warwick, somewhere far. So normally Mrs. Olsen is alert and oriented. So these are her hobbies. These are some games, bingo, bridge, and she enjoys reading too. Now we had the past medical history. We have the past medical history here. She had hypothyroidism since 1997, hypertension since 2003, glaucoma since 2004, and now we have something that is allergic to penicillin. Now we had the medicines too here: carvioxin, timoptol, and normison. So these are the medicines which was prescribed, medicines which were prescribed for Mrs. Olsen. And she has some non-prescription medicine. So that's something which we should not give importance, because you have a lot of medicines which goes for her regularly, but you don't need to go for this thing, golden glow glucosamine tablet for arthritis, vitamin C complex sustained release with breakfast. Now, the one thing is that she is independent with a walking stick, arthritis in hands, wears glasses. So she needs a continence pad. So these are the situation, the condition. Recent nursing notes. Now we have the important things from here. She has got a flu vaccination on 16th May 09. And now that's not a matter there. Actually, the problem started from here and this month. This is July. Okay, so June, I think a week ago. Yeah, she has had the complaint of indigestion following evening meal, and that was settled by Melanta. It was tablet. And 7th of July, she again had some problems. So she was unable to sleep, shoulder ache. We gave 2 Panadol and 1 Normison. 9th, after 2 days, she requested Mylanta, the tablet for indigestion, and Panadol for shoulder pain. Had disturbance in sleep. Now we came to the main part here. So today morning, that is 10th, you're writing on 10 July. So today morning, she was tired and was feeling generally weak. BP was recorded as high as 180/95. She was confined to bed because of the tiredness and exhaustion. This is not a favorable condition. You are a night nurse, you have to leave the patient the morning, and you will be taking care of the patient in the evening. The shift ends now. So you found that the BP is abnormal and the condition is somewhat alarming. You went and called the GP, the general practitioner, the patient's general practitioner. Yes, and the GP reported that he won't or she won't be able to come on that particular day, that is this particular day, and that he or she has reported that they be available only on 11, the next day after a surgery. Maybe that he might have an emergency surgery or she might have an emergency surgery. Okay, so this is the reason why the GP could not come and attend her. So anyway, you came in the evening, the same day. The night nurse came for the shift. No, you could see that Mrs. Olsen had not had the evening meal, and because she got nauseous. Now she had problems, nausea, shoulder pain, neck pain, BP again was recorded high. So what we do, nurse, the night nurse, as per the GP's prescribed medication, if you have some complaints, similar complaints, GP already had ordered to give Panadol and Normis, and as per that prescription, night nurse, as that you are the night nurse, you gave the patient 1 tablet Normis and then 2 tablets Panadol at 10 p.m. So we have got that thing. And now after giving this particular tablets, we have rechecked the patient. The patient was distressed, pale, sweaty, complained of persistent chest pain. The BP went high again, 190 by 100. Ambulance called and the patient was transferred. Now let's go ahead with the letter you're writing to the admitting doctor. Yes, you're writing to the admitting doctor. Where? Emergency department? Yes, emergency department. Yes, where? The hospital, Spirit Hospital? Yes. Okay, so when are you writing? 10th. Okay, so that's there. Okay, now we are going to write to the doctor. Dear doctor, no issues there. Reference Mrs. Betty Olsen, aged 83, or you can write the date of birth as it is. Okay. Thank you for accepting Mrs. Betty Olsen, who requires an expert assessment to confirm her diagnosis and provide her appropriate treatment. She is currently suffering from persistent chest pain. Now, you thank the doctor. So why? Because the patient is already been transferred to the emergency department. So the patient is already there. So the doctor is receiving the patient as at the same time he's going to read the letter. So because it's an emergency case, we didn't inform prior. So it's with the patient, you have the letter. So thank you for accepting Mrs. Betty Olsen, who requires an expert assessment to confirm her diagnosis and provide her appropriate treatment. So you have some objectives here. She requires expert assessment to confirm her diagnosis. What happened to her? We don't know. And provide her the most appropriate treatment. What happened to her? She is currently suffering from persistent chest pain. So the condition is outlined there. So not much detailed information is given there. Matter one is persistent chest pain, what she requires, expert assessment, and appropriate treatment. Patient name is Betty Olsen, nothing more. Mrs. Olsen complained of shoulder and neck pain this evening. So this is an immediate concern. What happened today? So this is the recent history, the very recent history. Today evening, this evening, she complained of shoulder and neck pain and was found unable to sleep. Now, she couldn't sleep because of shoulder and neck pain. She also reported nausea and had skipped her evening meal. Now, the complaint was neck pain, shoulder pain. Another complaint was nausea. And now she reported that she had not taken the evening meal. So this is the condition here, present condition. So what you have given in response, you gave 2 Panadol tablets and 1 Norbisin tablet. The time is 10 p.m. So it's very important to write the time when you gave these tablets, because the action, the course of action, the doctor should calculate it. So if you have given some medications, you have to say, because it's an emergency case, you have to make it very clear. Even though we gave the medicines, she didn't settle. She was found distressed. She was found pale. She was sweaty. And she complained of chest pain. And on assessment, I can add, I can add the word persistent, but because you know that the chest pain is the persistent, the word is already there. So it is understood that she persistent chest pain. So she complained of chest pain, and on assessment, her BP was recorded at 190/100 mmHg. Now we have uh, we have not said that we had checked the BP earlier and it was recorded somewhere 175/80 or something like that. Now it's unnecessary. What is the BP at present? The latest BP, the latest record is there. The latest record is what we need. So this is the latest record. These are the latest recent thing. Analyzing the medical emergency. Now we have understood that's a medical emergency. She's been transferred to your hospital via an ambulance. Now she is coming to you. She's been transferred to you via an ambulance. Now I've used the tense very carefully. She is being transferred to you. It's an ongoing process. That's why. Now, Mrs. Olsen was confined to bed due to generalized weakness today morning. Now, she had some generalized weakness today morning, and her BP was recorded at 180/95. The information is soon passed to her GP, who reported to visit her tomorrow owing to an emergency surgery. So, you know that GP, so this was a condition when you leave the patient after the night shift. You assess the patient, you have found that the patient is a little bit abnormal, she's very tired and she's confined to bed. We assess the BP is really high. This information is passed to the GP, who reported to visit her tomorrow owing to an emergency surgery. Okay, so this is another thing. So today evening is presented in the first paragraph. Today morning is present. These relevant things, these are the relevant things. We had some other indigestion problem and all the previous days, so we have not written those things. Okay, so now I need to write those. What all those things we need to highlight is highlighted. Now let's go ahead with the past. What happened? Olsen has been our resident for almost a year and a half. Yes. Or if you want to add since the death of her husband, you can say. Or you can say almost a year and a half if you want to say that, or you can say after the death of her husband. She has hypothyroidism, hypertension, glaucoma, and has arthritis on her. These are the complaints she has. And she has been on regular medication, and the chart is attached here. With we have a lot of list. Normison, Panadol, we have Timeptin, and we have Carvia. All these medicines are there, dosage is there. So it's impossible to write all these things, list all these things, and this will make the letter bigger and bigger. The word count will go higher. So I can say that the chart, the regular medication chart, she has been on regular medications. And the chart is attached with here, with. Now, an important thing that we have to mention that she's allergic to penicillin. That's something very, very important there for an emergency doctor, because he might give penicillin and it will be counteracting. So that's something very, very important. Now, we have just outlined the present condition, the problem, immediate present, and the present. And after that, the past condition. Yes, everything is there. Now, what you have to do, it would be appreciated if you could attend Mrs. Olsen on emergency basis and deliver her care which best suits her. So whichever the care which is the most appropriate you can give her. What some may say that this particular sentence is not needed. I just need to close the particular letter. So that's what we have written that. And because you know that the same thing is somewhere written in the purpose paragraph too, because she requires expert assessment to confirm her diagnosis and provide her appropriate treatment. They have some people say that it's not necessary to write again, but somewhere we have to say that we need to close the sentence, we need to close the letter, or else the letter will be looking incomplete. So you need to say something, but it should not be looking directly as a repetition. So make the language little bit different. Closing is necessary somewhere, because or else now that the letter lacks completion, you know, that it looks incomplete. So that's what we have to say this thing. Okay. Now, in case of any further queries, you please contact me. Yours faithfully, Night Nurse, Golden Pond Retirement Village. So actually, there is no designation night nurse, because as far as it is given in the case note, we have just copied as night nurse. Or else I have to tell that I have been taking care of this patient at night in the body paragraph. So in order to avoid that, we have said it as night nurse here, or else it won't come there. We have to write registered nurse there, or simply nurse. Why we have written night nurse is just because to point out that I am the person who is responsible to care this patient at night. And the address Golden Pond Retirement Village. So no need to write this Golden Pond Retirement Village in the inside the body paragraph and increase the word count. Now it's there, you can say at last. So that would be better. So the appearance of the letter will be a little bit formal and attractive if you do that. And that is the end of the explanation. Have a nice day. Thank you.